Hi guys, in today's video I'll be sharing some tips and tricks on how to maximize the bucks you're earning in Adopt Me. So my first tip is to take advantage of events. As you can see right now is the 2D Tuesday event. These are the best times to grind, especially with ones like the 2D Tuesday event and the 2X weekend event. So definitely try grinding during those events. I also find grinding way more fun when there's a big event going on, like how we had the Sugar Fest that just left a few days ago. It's much more entertaining since you can play mini games and grind the currency for the events such as gingerbread. Or for example, candy eggs while waiting for tasks. It's genuinely much more fun with an event going on. Anyways, moving on to my next tip. So for my next tip, we have grinding homes. I really recommend investing into one since it makes grinding such more efficient and quicker rather than running around the Adopt Me map. You can include things such as the treadmill for the walking and ride task, the piano for the park task, and every other basic need. Another little tip I recommend is using showers instead of baths, as the shower is much quicker than using the bath. Moving on to my next tip. My next tip is to use the Pet Handler Pro certificate if you have the Robux for it, since it is very helpful in grinding bucks and aging pets. I think the only downside to it is that you have to buy a new one every month for 250 Robux, which is quite annoying. I wish it was permanent. But don't worry if you don't have the Robux for it. There's another way to earn double bucks, which moves me on to my next tip. So for this tip, we have playing as a baby. If you did not know, as a baby, you get tasks, which obviously means that you will earn more bucks since you are doing your pet's tasks and your tasks. This is definitely one of the best ways to earn extra bucks. Also, if you have a Pet Pro certificate and you play as a baby, you will get triple the amount of bucks. Crazy, right? Anyways, let's move on. So for this tip, we have alt accounts. Using an alt account is actually the best method to getting lots of bucks, especially if you have multiple devices. So what you're gonna wanna do is have an extra device join you on an alt account, and then you can trade your alt account a pet. Any pet is fine. Then your main account will be able to age 2 pets at once. You can even make your alt account a baby and take care of its needs if you really want lots of bucks. But if not, then keep your alt account far away from you so you can carry their pet around without the pet running back to your alt. Also keep in mind that there is a maximum bucks limit per Adopt Me day, unfortunately. Let's move on to the final tip. So, if you're like me and find grinding gets boring after a little while, here are the things I do to keep myself entertained while grinding. So the first one, which I do mostly, is watch YouTube or watch one of my favorite shows. Or if not, you can listen to some music. Leave some show recommendations in the comments. Anywho, those are all the tips from me today. Hope these help, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.